This broad road that so represents everything that's best in Georgian Dublin towards St. Stephen's, the Pepper Canister Church, that I can see this street chock-a-block with thousands of people. To the organisers and to Rachel, we hold a great debt of gratitude. And to all of us who have come out today on a Friday afternoon, we have this as our priority, and we have jam-packed this road. But I am just wondering, amongst all of us assembled here, there must be many thousands of us who over the last 2 years have lost our jobs. Our jobs have been abolished. Where we may have worked in hospitality or aviation or catering or any old retail, transport, all those jobs were at a whim abolished from us. And how many times much of our social life has been abolished, and much of our travel plans have been abolished, and now, who would have thought it, childhood has been abolished. It amazes me how anybody can abolish things on a whim, in a chaotic way, with less than 24 hours notice. With rolling chaos, we have these pronouncements. And on whose authority, I ask? I see no pediatricians, I see no developmental psychologists, I see nobody with knowledge making these pronouncements. These pronouncements seem to be done at the stroke of a pen, without consultation and without science behind it. Decisions that impact on the lives of our children, on the lives and harmony of families. How many times yesterday morning were there rows around the breakfast table, crying of this car going to school, as parents didn't know what to do, didn't know what other parents would do, and were left in an invidious situation. And my sympathy goes out for the school boards of governors, boards of managements, headmasters, and the whole school community that have been plunged into this crisis with no consultation and with mixed messaging, where people went to bed at one night and woke up in the morning with different decisions being made. But what was callous and what was unforgivable was the pronouncement of our Minister of Education, who mentioned about the exclusion of children from their constitutional right to an education.
They're red flag, yeah. So what did the people say? Shame on you!
100 years ago, we have the privilege of being presented with a constitution that offered guarantees. But that constitution is now being roughshod, trampled over by those who ought to be the guardians of it, those whose business premises is 100 or 200 yards behind me. Dollar. I think we are making our message abundantly clear, but I scream out, at what point do those who have No ears, when shall they listen to the voice of the people? Do they just take us for granted? We pay their salaries through our taxation. We give them their jobs through our votes. And what do they do for us? Take us for granted. How dare they do so? Next time round, you shall not take me for granted. One of the happiest times of my life was when I had a job, when I was the school's medical officer. And my responsibility was to examine school children's health, their physical health, but also their mental health and their psychological health, and to form opinion as to how they were in school and developing. And one thing I learned, that when children's psychological health was interfered with, all their development lagged behind. Now we're at a situation where children are being punished, where children are being confused, where children are being set one against the other, those with masks versus those without masks, just as parents have been set against each other, those who are vaccinated and those who are not. That's not the Ireland that I cherish and the Ireland that I want to be part of. We might be the present, but our children are the future, and they will lead this great nation on. But we must, to them, give them our loyalty, give them our love, and above all, give them our protection from these draconian laws. Friends, I will say to you, these are indeed dark times when the children are involved. When they who need us to guide and protect and steward them at their development in life. And when we are unable to do that through fear because of a dictate by government, but I say thank God there are us here today standing up for them. But I look around, I look to my right and I look to my left, and I do not see any of my dear colleagues from the Irish College of General Practice. I do not see.
Shame on them.
I do not see, yeah.
Shame
Where
on
are
them.
they?
Shame on them. Shame on them. Shame on them. Shame on them.
And I do not see any of my dear colleagues from the Irish Society of Medical Officers of Health that I'm in membership of. Where are they?
Shame on them.
The very people that ought to be giving advice, the very people that ought to be putting the brakes on NPHET, the very people that ought to be querying the science, they are silent. And why are they silent? They are silent through fear. Look, friends, I know my dear GP colleagues, they are overworked, they are exhausted, they are tired, but you know what? So am I, and I am here today. Where are they?
Right, I'd just like to end with a couple of comments, if I may, please. I was over with my GP there recently, and interestingly he brought up the concept that he felt that he was living under communism, and that he recently spoke to a patient of his who was from Romania, and he said, you know all about this, wouldn't you? Commenting on the fact that just the rules and regulations just seem to be heaped one upon the other. I did ask him would he prescribe me hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin, and he said no. But he's a good man and I trust his judgment on a lot of matters. But okay, I'm going to sign out. Interesting, earlier on I was looking at an airplane took off from Dublin Airport and it was a Cessna Citation, but it had no registration on the flight radar. So be interesting to see now the numbers of planes coming in and out of Dublin, Weston and other airports, that when the government is telling people that they have to be quarantined, that they'll still have this movement of private jets in and out of Ireland. So different rules for them than us. Alright, thanks for watching. Good afternoon, good luck and God bless. And as Plato said, it's not, we fight not because we hate those who are in front of us, but because we love those who are behind us.